What's going on, guys? You know who I am by now. I want to do a quick video on expanding your network of people to work with, and I guess what I mean by that is basically when I first started out in business, I started out in 2006. I started dabbling in it. 2007 I got a little bit more into it. I had a bunch of no's. In 2006, 2007, a lot of people was telling me, you can't do this, negative people in your mind, and I was like, man, if these people can, why can't I? Yeah, my family is pretty well known around the area, but that really didn't do me any good when it comes to getting landscape contracts or anything like that, which I never tried to pull that card to use that. And I know some guys that have these YouTube channels and some guys that have the big businesses. It's about who they knew, which normally goes back to who their mom and dad knew. And I never really was able to have that, so I had to go get to work on my own. Well, fast forward 10 years later, fast forward 13, 14 years later, I've gotten to where if a friend of mine needs concrete done, they call me. Now, I don't do concrete, but if a friend of mine needs gravel delivered, they'll be like, hey, can you bring me some gravel? Do you know anybody that does it? You start networking with people over the years of being in business. You start building this rapport with people. They trust you, and they want you to they look to you for advice on, hey, you know anybody that does gutters, or you know anybody that does, there's so many different outdoor services that can be done. But I guess the whole point of this video is that's kind of who I always wanted to be able to be, is, I want to be that person that, hey, you know anybody that could come and, pressure wash my driveway? Well, I don't pressure wash, but I offer it. But I got a close friend, that's all he does. And I throw him a job, and he'll throw me some money, or I'll just put money on the job, running through my business, turn around, cut him a check for what he wanted. So it's so good to do that. If you're going to be honest with people and you're going to actually do that and be honest about it, you'll build a good reputation doing that, and you can make tons of money off of a job. I had a job one time. It was a $14,000 job. I had a guy come in, charge me $1,800. I didn't have to touch anything, not one thing. I was on site for a few days, and to make sure it was getting done right. So one thing you don't want to do is not show up and not be there and just assume it's being done right. You need to be there to make sure that you know with your own two eyes that it's being done right. I had a job. The guy charged me $1,800. I charged the client $14,000. Now, I was charging them $14,000 because that's what I thought it was going to take to get the job done for my company to do it right. This guy comes in, charges me $1,800. He's happy as he can be, and I made that money off of it. The opposite of that, whatever it was, $11,200 or something like that. Anyways, that is the way. And it was for a service that guy did, and I really don't do it, but I know how to price it. I know how long it's going to take me to get something done. So all these guys starting out in business, you're out there mowing and stuff, and getting into it, look at it from the bigger picture, the bigger standpoint, because if you get so honed in to just mowing every day, you'll quit and you'll go to work somewhere. But if you open your mind up to, hey, this person, I have a landscape friend. He's like, everybody does tree work? I'm like, you should know 20 tree work people. Like, you should know lots of businesses that do tree work because you're a landscaper. So you should be able to have a relationship with a tree guy. Same thing with designing. I just built a house. I'm going to do a video on that, but it's funny because I just built a house and I asked for recommendations for a landscape designer because my designer wasn't getting back to me like I thought that he should have, so someone recommended me one. But what was funny is I've been doing landscaping longer than this guy that I'm using now has been designing, so I don't know what he's going to come up with. But it's just it's a funny thing when you ask like for a landscape designer and people's like, I thought you did landscaping. I do, but I don't design landscapes. I've tried, I dabble in it, I enjoy it. It's not my cup of tea, I don't like it. It gets on my nerves. It's too tedious for me. Because what you learn is you may design a landscape that looks really, really, really good in the beginning, but you let 5 years go by and you watch what happens if you don't know what you're doing. In 5 years, that landscape is going to look like crap because you didn't space the shrubs out accordingly. You didn't do what a designer actually gets paid to do, and that's to design plants that will sustain and grow in your beds and will grow at the right distance apart when they get fully grown, not when they're grown, into each other. You don't want to be grown into each other. But anyways, I guess that's what I'm getting at is there's so many ways to make money being in business. There's a ton of ways to make money, but you don't have to touch everything to make money. My friends, a few of them's like, oh, you screwed that guy over. I'm like, no. I priced a job. I called a guy. If he's not competent enough to know what he's pricing, like that guy that charged me $1,800, if he charged that and he was happy charging that, then I'm happy for him to go do it because I know that I'm making bank off of it. So that's his business model, not mine. Maybe all his equipment's paid for. Maybe he was given everything. Who knows? But in my opinion, it's the smartest way to look at things is from a standpoint of not touching it, but calling someone that can do it. Now you have to be careful because if you do that, sometimes you're going to have, if you give away too much information, that guy that you call will be doing that job for himself. It won't be for you anymore. It'll be for him to make all the money off of. So there's ways you can dabble in. Like I had one guy, he's got a dumpster business. I was gonna make a little money off a dumpster. Well, I called him and I was like, look, I got someone needing a dumpster. I'm just gonna run it through me. He's like, no, tell him to call me. Well, he just lost a dumpster client because no, I'm not telling him to call him. And first off, he didn't get the business. Second off, I was actually going to get him more for that week with that dumpster than what he charges. But I was going to make $100 off of it. So that's the stuff you have to think about is, don't be so stingy and so selfish thinking someone else is going to get, make a dollar. Like that's why we live in a free country. At least it used to be a free country, but we live in a free country. We can do in prices we want. And if people are good with it, they can pay you. And so I guess my whole point of this video is try to look at things from a standpoint of, oh man, I just been on this pressure washing job. I got to go buy a brand new pressure washer. What am I going to do? No, just call somebody and build a relationship with them. You'll be good to go. You don't have to touch anything. So that's kind of my tip of the day is open your mind up. Don't get so honed in on what you're doing all the time. Kind of keep an open mind when you're in business, especially the outdoor service business, because there's so many things that you can get into in the outdoor service industry, but you can't afford all the equipment to get into everything. So that's something you got to kind of look at is, can I afford to go buy this $800 or $1,000 pressure washer that I need for commercial pressure washing, as opposed to just calling the guy, making one free phone call and getting them to come do it, not charging me a dime, and they're making money and I'm making money. So that's kind of the way that I've always ran my business. And I have guys that do grading. Well, half the time they don't help me out worth the crap, so I went and bought a loader. Well, I bought a loader to help me out on my own land and also to do some jobs for other people as well. But I guess that's I didn't mean to be so scattered on this video, but it's a very, very true thing that if you offer an array of services, and if you build that reputation of people being able to call you and people being able to trust you enough to be like, I bet Greg knows a good concrete guy, he wouldn't use anybody that's crappy, or I bet he knows a good pressure washing guy or a good landscape architect, I bet he knows someone that can cut this tree down for me and do a good job. That's the reputation you want to establish, and then your business will even flourish even more because you'll be the talk of them and the talk of the town. Now you're gonna have your haters. That's a whole nother video. You're gonna have people that hate everything you do. So I have plenty of them locally, and it's not because I've done anything wrong, it's just because they don't like to see someone succeed. But we'll leave it at that. I will get back to you guys soon, make another video soon. I can't wait to show you my house that I built. I'm very proud of it. It took us 12 years to get here, and I'm very stoked about the video to come. But hope you guys have a safe week. Hope whatever you're doing, you're making good money at it. Peace out.